Hello everyone, this is Win Voice. Today, I would like to deliver an important message of Captain Udeka about the secret of the birth of a nation. Let me get started. At the level of human consciousness, it would seem like a natural course of human history or an inevitable current of human history that a nation is built and has a civilization, becoming prosperous. From the perspective of heaven, the heaven needs to put a considerable amount of energy into the entire process of constructing, managing, prospering, and declining a nation. Captain Udeka leaves this message as a record about the principle of invisible world that the heaven runs to operate and manage a nation. The heaven goes the path that the heaven has set by itself through the unit called a nation. The heaven sets up and operates a variety of theater stages and material matrices so that spirit souls can gain material experiences by belonging to a nation. The heaven operates a nation based on the four types of fundamental energy to allow spirit souls to experience the material world through the system called a nation. So far, about 200 nations have been born and are being operated now on Earth, based on the four different energy spectra that the heaven prepared. The spiritual hierarchy of Earth, which sets up the roadmap for the planetary evolution of Earth, plans and executes the evolutionary roadmaps for all the nations on Earth. The Earth's spiritual hierarchy designs a detailed evolutionary scenario that is specific for each nation and produces the energy that is optimized for the scenario, which is composed of four types of energy to be supplied to each nation. As these four types of energy are supplied to nations by the heaven, the scenarios designed for the nations are finally implemented in our real world. The first energy, the energy of the earth. It is nation-specific energy optimized for a nation to which this energy will be supplied. The energy of the earth, supplied by the heaven, determines the identity of a nation. The heaven is constantly supplying a huge amount of energy to the land of a nation through the energy supply chain in order for the nation to develop its own unique national culture. The role of the energy of the earth is as follows. Firstly, the regions under the influence of the same energy of the earth have high levels of regional homogeneity and group cohesion between the regions. In addition, this energy serves to ensure that the people belonging to those regions have a sense of community as well as a collective unconscious with respect to the regions covered by this energy. Secondly, civilizations or cultures unique to regions or nations are determined by the nature of the energy of the earth supplied to regions or nations. Furthermore, this heavenly energy is an important factor in determining the local color of each region, even within a nation. Thirdly, this energy determines the territory of a nation. The regions supplied by the same energy may have various ethnic groups or countries, but the people living in those regions will have the same national consciousness. Fourthly, this energy also allows civilizations to emerge and advance. For example, The four ancient civilizations that were unfolded on Earth a long time age emerged due to the energy of the Earth supplied to four corresponding regions. In those regions, the expansion patterns of the areas supplied with the energy of the Earth were exactly the same as the path of the expansion of four ancient civilizations. The details about a specific civilization are reflected by the organization and constituents of the energy of the Earth. For example, if an alien civilization from another planet is planned to be constructed in a specific region or a particular nation, various grades of energy fields need to be installed in the region or the nation beforehand by means of the energy of the Earth. If the energy of alien planet's civilization is stored into the energy of the Earth and supplied to the target energy field in the region, the alien planet's civilization can be imported on Earth. The supply network for the energy of the Earth is different from the energy supply chain for the Gaia-scale energy of a planet. Each region has a different energy supply chain that allows each region to create its own unique culture. In the case of South Korea, the characters of the energy of the Earth supplied to the eastern region are different from those supplied to the western area, leading to the cultural difference between the eastern and western regions of South Korea. The second energy, the energy of the heaven. This energy is supplied from the heaven to atmosphere, and its role is as follows. Firstly, the contradictions of a nation's civilization are created through this energy. Individuals or nations need contradictions to evolve. There is no society or nation without contradictions. The energy of the heaven harbors the energy particles of the contradictions that a nation is supposed to have, and the contradictions of nations are revealed when these energy particles of contradictions have been sprinkled over the target region through the energy of the heaven. This energy gives rise to conflicts and contradictions in society and leads the mainstream of society or the times. Secondly, the heaven sets up the material matrix to be observed and unequal through the energy of the heaven. Also, the heaven sets up the religious matrix to be tainted and distorted through the energy of the heaven. In the contradiction of the material matrix installed by the heaven, spirit souls can gain material experiences by living as members of a society, so that they can acquire their own evolutions. The energy of the heaven, which is supplied through the atmosphere by the heaven, influences human consciousness and also human unconsciousness. This energy, which is continuously supplied through the atmosphere by the heaven, has an impact on the ways of thinking of members of a society. Due to this heavenly energy, the contradictions in the relationship of individuals can be developed into conflicts or frictions between individuals. This contradiction-causing energy also gives rise to the alienation and conflict between individuals and society. Furthermore, this energy of the heaven, which supplies contradictions continuously to nations, causes confrontation and frictions between nations. By experiencing these contradictory circumstances, humans and society evolves, just as a nation evolves by going through its rise and fall. The reason why contradictions are revealed in different ways depending on nations is that a spectrum of the energy of the heaven differs from nation to nation. Society members are said to create a complex of their own by reacting to this heavenly energy. The energy of the heaven that creates contradictions and conflicts of a nation is determined by optimizing its energy spectrum for the nation in line with the nation's evolutionary roadmap. The energy of the heaven is a very precious gift of the heaven because neither human nor nation can evolve without this energy. The third energy, the energy of the human. This energy supplied to humans is the heavenly energy acting on humans. It is the heavenly energy supplied through one of the 7 Yangbekjul above the human head. The 7 Yangbekjul are 7 streaks of white light or 7 light channels, working as the passage of light and are located on the human head. The energy of the human predisposes people to have temperaments that fit the regions they belong to. That is, it makes New Yorkers display temperaments matching the atmosphere of New York State, or enable Londoners to have the dispositions that can suit the characteristics of London City. The energy of the human, which is also supplied by the heaven, is the energy that determines the character or temperaments of the people of a nation. For example, the Korean people are relatively short-tempered or emotionally capricious because they have been supplied with the energy of the human that causes people to quickly respond to external stimuli emotionally. In this way, Koreans are made to have such a strange character that people of other countries cannot understand. This energy determines the disposition and character of the people of each nation. Coming into the human body through one of 7 Yangbekjul above the human head, this energy is the light acting on the human heart. The fourth energy, the back energy. This energy is supplied to the human body. Each country has its own human appearances applied to the people living in each nation. Each country also has its own unique physical characteristics applied to its people. The physical features of black, white, and yellow people are all different, and even individual humans are supplied with different levels of back energy. The heaven prepares and supplies many different kinds of back energy depending on the characteristics of the ethnic group. The heaven also provides various kinds of back energy to suit different human appearances. Numerous types of back energy are prepared, optimized for each nation or its ethnic group, and provided by the life support system of the Earth's Gaia consciousness, which exists in the inner core of Earth. This back energy is supplied to human beings through one of the 7 Yangbekjul. The heaven helps spirit souls gain material experiences by utilizing the above-mentioned 4 kinds of heavenly energy. In other words, the heaven has created the contradiction of material matrix by means of these 4 types of energy, thereby installing and operating the 철라지망 to help spirit souls have material experiences for their evolution. 철라지망 means that the heavenly nets laid out by the heaven, which anything once caught can never escape. Through four kinds of energy, the heaven is running nations and the planet Earth. In The Secret of the Birth of a Nation series, Captain Udeka will reveal how the heaven has managed a nation and will present the contradictions of each nation that have been imported on Earth. Furthermore, Captain Udeka will deliver the providence and principles of the heaven that have been embodied in each nation. All of his work was done in communication with the heaven and in coordination with the heaven. February 6, 2020, Udeka wrote. Translated by Winvoice. Thank you so much for listening.